Of all the things I've seen on the battlefields of the frontier, the pilot is the true dominant force. Fast and agile. Graceful, yet devastating. Perceptive. Resourceful. And relentless. A pilot sees the world differently. Sheer walls become flanking routes. Experienced in deception and maneuver, even overwhelming odds shift in their favor. But what truly separates the pilot from all the grunts and machines of the battlefield is the bond between a pilot and a Titan. I hope I can live up to the honor.
Titanfall 2 is a first-person shooter from 2016. Yes, I know this game is 5 years old, and I don't care. While I did make a video previously about Titanfall 2 and why it didn't do well commercially, I still believe this game is incredible and one of the most underrated games ever made. So if you've never heard of this game before, come on, really? Sit back, relax, and prepare for Titanfall. Titanfall 2 was developed by Respawn Entertainment, the same people who made Apex Legends. In fact, Apex Legends borrows heavily from this game, and even takes place in the same universe as Titanfall, which is why you will notice most of the guns look and feel the same, and Blisk, but the gameplay is wildly different. Titanfall's gameplay is extremely fast-paced, with a very short time to kill, insane mobility, and, of course, Titans. There are two main ways to play this game, being the campaign and the multiplayer, and I will quickly, and without any major spoilers, talk about the Interstellar Manufacturing Company, aka the IMC, aka Poopy People. They want to exploit the frontier's rich resources regardless of the consequences to the environment or the safety of the civilians because they're poopy people. You play as Jack Cooper, a rifleman in the Frontier Militia, fighting against the IMC. Cooper miraculously survives a gruesome battle after being saved by his mentor, Lastimosa, but unfortunately, that's the Lastimosa time you see him. So Lastimosa passes on his equipment and his Titan to you, Jack Cooper, as his final request. This makes Cooper a fully fledged pilot. Pilots aren't your typical soldier, they come equipped with a state-of-the-art helmet and jump gear that allows for you to double jump and run on walls. Your Titan is BT, aka the freaking boy, and throughout the campaign you're trying to stop the IMC while you and BT become best bros forever. In what is one of the best campaigns ever made. Not even kidding, it was a masterpiece. It has an insane variety of missions, the story is incredible, and it just looks gorgeous. Seriously, play it if you haven't, and if you don't want to, you can just go on my second channel and watch me beat it and react to the big story moments with me. But yeah, that's the campaign. The other way to play the game is... While this game is 5 years old, the servers are still surprisingly very active. Although finding a match on some more specific game types may take a while, looking at you, Last Titan Standing, all of the maps are well designed and just look magnificent. Especially Glitch, which is easily their most popular map. There's a whole playlist called Glitch 24/7 because people literally are obsessed with this map. Your classes can be customized from a wide range of weapons, boosts, and abilities. Boosts are kind of like a kill streak that can be as simple as scanning enemies or creating turrets, or as crazy as unlocking the smart pistol and pissing off your entire chat. You will receive a ton of hate for using the smart pistol, just be warned. There are also abilities that can be used whenever they're not on cooldown. You can go invisible, create decoys, throw sonar knives, deploy barriers, or phase shift like a Wraith main. While these abilities all have their uses, the two most useful ones are the ones that grant you better mobility. Those being Stim, where you're essentially Octane and you go stupid fast, and you also recover health quickly for a short duration, and the king of movement, Grapple. It's pretty self-explanatory. While you may recognize guns like the Wingman or the Alternator, the way that they feel is very different than Apex. For starters, the Mozambique is actually good in this game. Mozambique here! Mozambique here! Mozambique! And the Mastiff is, let's just call it the Astiff. You'll find yourself gunned down by alternators more than R9s in this game, as hipfire accuracy is absolutely insane. And if you're aiming down sights, you'll just look like a noob. Seriously, you can hipfire everything, even snipers. There's even grenade launchers, so if you can't aim that well, just run around with an EPG. Just kidding, the EPG requires a lot more precision and skill. I'm just roasting EPG players because I hate getting killed by them. You have so many options in your arsenal, from grenades to instantly killing people with melee attacks. Over time, after you rack up kills and points for your team, you will be able to call down your Titan. These Titans are strong and can kill pilots with ease, but don't worry, pilots can fight back. You can jump on enemy Titans and pull out their cores, or even throw a grenade in them. Titans can counter this with electric smoke, but if they've already used their smoke, rip them apart!
Finish the job.
You are also always equipped with an anti-Titan weapon, so you can use those to damage and eventually kill Titans, or even use them on pilots, since I know you like to flex on these noobs. You can also ride your teammates' Titans, and if you find extra cores on the floor, you can equip them to your teammates, giving them a shield boost. But Macro, I don't know which Titan to use. Well, fear not, I'm gonna quickly simplify each Titan for you guys, okay? There are 7 Titan classes, all with unique abilities, and a core ability, which is like an ultimate ability. So let's start with Ion has a laser rifle, can shoot little small lasers, create tripwires, and uses a vortex shield to block enemy attacks and spit them back. Her core ability is Big Laser! Tone shoots a rifle that targets enemies, and after you target them enough, you can shoot guided rockets. Also, Tone has a shield and a sonar pulse. His core is a bunch of rockets. Papa Scorch shoots fireballs, has a firewall, can slam the floor with more fire, shoots caustic traps, and his core ability is, you guessed it, more fire. Papa Bless. Ronin is the coolest Titan, don't even at me. Ronin has a shotgun, but also a sword. Ronin can teleport behind enemies, block with the sword, and create a wave of electricity with the sword. Its core ability is the Genji Ultimate, where he whips out his sword and goes ham. Northstar has a railgun that can be weak or really strong if you charge it. It's accurate from a distance. She can fly, shoot rockets, and create tether traps. Her core ability has her fly up in the air and spit out rockets like a Pharah Ultimate.
Justice reigns from above.
Legion has a minigun with a shield on it, and he can switch between close and long range modes. You can use a power shot which blows an enemy back, and his core ability has him lock onto enemies and just spray and pray. Monarch has a rifle and shoots rockets. She can get all of her abilities back with the click of a button, and she can siphon energy from other Titans. Her core upgrades her and heals her a bit. Monarch is going to be the hardest Titan kit to master since you get the most value out of it by surviving, and most of you noobs won't survive. You can customize your Titan's looks and even their abilities, like giving them the ability to become Diva.
Nerf this!
Okay, so once you've picked your favorite gun, abilities, loadouts, and Titan, all you have to do is figure out which game you want to play. There are a variety of game types that you can play, but the most popular is attrition. This is the main game mode, where teams of real players and NPCs battle until a team reaches 650 points. What's cool about this game type is that while Titans and pilot kills get you the most points, you can kill NPCs for smaller point totals, meaning even the noobiest of noobs can help their team win. It is an overall well-designed game mode that is both fun for new people and hardcore Titanfall veterans. I recommend everybody try this game mode first. But after you're done with attrition, there's a ton of other game modes. You've got Capture the Flag, self-explanatory.
Got the flag, pilot.
Bounty Hunt, which is like attrition but things are worth money. Hardpoint, essentially Call of Duty domination. Do I gotta say more? Titan v Titan, team deathmatch but Titans only. It's great for when you just want to practice being a Titan. Last Titan Standing, you spawn in as Titans and you have 1 life. Oh man, Macro, that's a lot of Titans. Sometimes I just want to practice aiming and stuff. Are there game modes for that? Shut up and let me finish. There are 2 game modes where there are no Titans at all, and that's Pilot v Pilot and Live Fire. Pilot v Pilot is just team deathmatch, no Titans. It's simple, and honestly, I think it's the best game mode. Look, I love Titans, you know that, but I also just love zooming and killing people more. Just be warned that this game mode has a lot of the hardcore veterans, and a lot of them like to flex by killing you with the Kraber, so winning won't be that easy. But my god, Pilot v Pilot is such a great game mode. And Live Fire is essentially Pilot v Pilot, but you have 1 life. It's like Search and Destroy, but crazy fast. Trust me, sometimes you just want to break from the Titans, okay? Like, I love you, BT, but sometimes I need my space, okay? Whew. So that's Titanfall in a big nutshell, but I barely scraped the surface. I didn't even talk about Frontier Defense, which is essentially you fighting a bunch of waves of NPCs with your homies, in case you don't want to fight real people, and you can even make private matches with your friends, if you have some. There's even more high skill tech and movement mechanics that I barely went over, but I'll show you noobs how to do them now. First thing you need to do is grapple. Okay, you just need to grapple and then bunny hop. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. I made a whole video about this and now everyone's gonna think that I'm such a loser and don't know how to do any movement stuff. Oh my god.
Yo! Macro, my friend.
Moki?
Remain calm. I know the movement system in Titanfall can be a bit overwhelming, so let me help you and the noobs watching by explaining the fundamentals of the movement system and why it's worth getting good at.
Please, yes, please help.
Quick introduction to myself. What's up? I'm Moki Sniper. I make videos about moving fast in Apex and Titanfall. I only have 2.5 minutes, so let's do this. The pilot movement system in Titanfall is fundamentally based on the concept of momentum and flow. You want to think of everything you are doing as either giving you speed or helping to maintain speed. If you're a complete noob to Titanfall, play the campaign first. It will teach you the fundamentals of the movement system in a much more entertaining way than I can do in a 2-minute video section. Some settings. Put crouch on hold and activate auto sprint. On controller, feel free to experiment around with button layouts. I recommend evolve as a start. Use private lobbies to train your movement without enemies. There are 3 core pillars to the movement: slide hopping, air strafing and wall running. Your slide is your best friend. Slide jumping will give you a speed boost and slide hopping will help you to maintain that speed. This is where holding crouch becomes very handy. Do not hold forward while slide hopping. Your second best friend is air strafing. While having some speed, turn your view and move into the same direction. This will A, let you change direction, and B, give you speed. Do not hold forward while air strafing. You can and should combine air strafing with slide hopping, but air strafing is also a phenomenal tool when using your third best friend, wall running. Wall running is what takes the ground-based examples I showed so far and lets us chain them together into all directions. Do hold forward while wall running, but also maybe do hold backwards or even sideways while wall running. All possible. Start by just chaining together normal forward wall runs, then introduce some slides in between and evolve those into slide hops. At last, the 2 abilities that give you speed. Stimming. Use it on walls, please. This gives you so much more speed than using it on the ground or even worse, mid-air. Grappling is a gift from the movement gods and I want to grow old with it. Most important aspect, you are not locked into being pulled towards the grapple point. Start testing this by grappling the ground and then jumping. If you want to learn how to slingshot, watch my Apex Legends slingshot tutorial on it. It works the exact same in Titanfall. Link is in the description. There you will also find links to tutorials explaining what I mentioned in more detail and on controller. To summarize, learning and getting good at the movement system of Titanfall is such a rewarding experience that I recommend every new player invest at least a bit of time into some tutorials. Becoming a pilot bouncy ball is some of the most fun you can have in any shooter out there. And my time is up. Macro, thanks so much for having me. I hope I could help you and the noobs out a bit. And congrats on 1 million subs. See ya, man!
Titanfall 2 is an incredible game. It's only $20 on Steam, and there are plenty of dedicated fans that still play daily, because what it has to offer, no game truly has. Apex has come close, but you will never get the true freedom of movement that Titanfall offers to the player. Which is why I made this video, because I want more attention on this game, and I also want Respawn to know that we want more Titanfall. Give us Titanfall 3, please! The boys won't let it flop, we promise. In my initial video about what went wrong with Titanfall 2, one of my arguments was that Titanfall 2 would have done better with player retention, as well as commercially if the focus was more on the pilots and less on the Titans. And don't get me wrong, I still stand by that. The general public doesn't want anything too unique. That's why Call of Duty and FIFA can copy and paste every year and be the #1 selling game. We don't measure the quality of a game by its commercial success. No, what Titanfall 2 did can only truly be appreciated after putting in hours of work into the game. The people that put in those hours understand why this game is their favorite. Titanfall 2, from its perfect campaign to its near flawless execution of its multiplayer, is basically a perfect game. And that's why I will be giving Titanfall 2 the first ever 10 out of 10, the highest score ever for any game I've reviewed on my channel. Yeah, it's that good. Trust me.